It's the 30th of June today. The last day I should be doing this, but I think I might going to continue. Um, and I've been thinking, why did God ask me to do this for 30 days? And it's only today that I've come to realize the real reason. It wasn't just because He wanted me to spread His word. There's got so many people that are doing that, and there's so many ways that He would have done it. Why me? Why only in June? And I realized that when I started looking at the dates, He spoke to me on the 4th of June for me to start doing it, and I started on the 4th of June. On the 5th of June, Angela, my wife, had a hospital appointment, but it was going to be a telephone one. But we got a call to say that she needs to go into the hospital to see the consultant. We went there and only to be told that she has regular scans every now and then, and to say that there were found two spots on her liver that they think were cancerous because she's gone through cancer a few times, but God was always with her. She went through breast cancer, she was healed. Bone cancer, she was healed even before the treatment started. And then because of that, they thought that it is cancerous, and they advised that the best thing to do is to have a major surgery to take out that part of the liver that was affected. It was not a coincidence that God told me a day before to start speaking about His word, because He knew of the storm that we were going to go in as a family. When He asked me to start speaking about Him on a daily basis, He knew I would have to be pressing into Him daily so that I should get a word from Him. And by pressing into Him daily, He knew that my focus was not going to be on the pain that Angela was going to through or the circumstances that was surrounding this, but He knew that we would continually be looking at Him so that we would sail through. We would sail through this storm. And we did. On the 5th of June, that's when we got those results. On the 17th of June, Angela went into surgery. It was a major surgery, about 3.5 hours. On the 21st of June, on her birthday, Angela was back home. And today is the 30th. That woman of God, she's just walking around there. And that's how God is. That's how good and so beautiful God is. He takes care of His own. He carried us through this storm. He knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. And what He did was He made us to be focusing on Him throughout the month of June so that we should not focus on the problems that we were going to go through. I tell you what, when I'm thinking about this, it's speechless, because had it been any other time, had it been that I didn't know God, it would have been ever so overwhelming, because to go through breast cancer and then bone cancer and then come to this, you would have said, what is wrong with me? But throughout all of that, God was with us. When people were talking to Angela about this, she had peace. She would look in the eyes. He says, yeah, don't worry, I'll be fine. And people were surprised, are you not afraid? And she would just say, I know God is with me. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. That's why He asked me to do this. It wasn't only to talk to you people, but it was only so that we as a family draw together. So what I have to thank, and I am thanking Him, right, God, and I'm thanking God for being with us in the storm, for being ahead of us, knowing what was coming and preparing our hearts so that we go through this in peace, so that He should strengthen my children to be able to take all that is in and continue on believing that the mother is going to be fine, and for Angela to give her the peace and the strength to encourage those around her who were feeling sorry for her, to say, it is well, for God is in this house. I thank you, everyone who came and prayed for us. But most of all, I thank God. And I want to leave this with you. Revelations 3, verse 18. It says, come and buy, I counsel you to buy from me gold purified in the fire, so that you may be rich. I also counsel you to buy from me white garments to cover your nakedness and shame, and ointment for your eyes, so that you may see. This gold is not the gold that we know, but the gold is a spiritual wealth, so that in times like this you are always constantly with God. In those times, the garments that he's talking about is his righteousness, so that in times like this, it's not your sin that's going to let you down, trying to pull you down, saying you're not worthy enough to call on God, but it is his righteousness that will cover you and elevate you to the point where you know that regardless of whatever is happening, God is with you. And the ointment of the eyes that he's talking about, so that you may see and understand the times that you're in, and not be afraid of the things that are going around you, but knowing, be able to see the future and say that God is with me, and that's where I'm going to go. And I'm going to ask you to buy from him gold and the garments and the ointment, because whether you like it or not, we are all going to go through storms. But in those storms, if God is with you, and I'm speaking from this own experience, not only from what happened with Angela, but what happened in my life period, that God is and will always be with you if you trust him, if you buy from him gold, if you trust him, if you call on his name. He's never failed. He didn't fail for me, and he's not going to fail for you. But only if you call on him. God bless you.